and creating value by establishing, managing a business venture. So then risk taking. So every business enterprises, they'll be having several risks. Entrepreneur have the ability to introduce new products and services to the market. Hello dear students, welcome to our course Entrepreneurship and Startup Ecosystem. This is specially for second BBA, third SEM, State Education Policy in University of Mysuru. I am Devendra Somappa, Faculty, Department in Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Have you ever wondered why only people look for jobs while others create jobs? The people like Ratan Tata, Narayan Murthy, Kiran Mazumdar-Shah, Steve Jobs or Elon Musk, why they become so successful entrepreneurs? Was it only because of they had money, or was it because they had vision, creativity or the courage to take risks? Yes, today entrepreneurship is the strongest drivers of economic development. The entrepreneurs create innovative products, they generate employment opportunity, they improve people's standards of living, and they significantly contributing the growth of our nations. Yes, in this class we are going to build our foundations about the foundations of introductions, concept of entrepreneurships, evolution of entrepreneurship, how it has been evolved in the past previous periods. So then characteristics of entrepreneurships. Yes, let's get into this. As we know, the entrepreneurship is the process of identifying opportunities, organizing resources, taking calculated risks, and creating value by establishing, managing a business venture. As we know that entrepreneurship is not only the starting a company, they'll be having the identify the opportunities, they have to utilize the optimum uses of resources, and along with the they have to take calculated risk instead of blind risk. So and also they have to create value by establishing the managing a business. As we simply says that entrepreneurship is about the idea plus risk plus investment and the management. These idea, risk, investment and management can be equal to entrepreneurship. So that's why entrepreneurship is the measure they have to consider. They are taking all the calculated risk by starting a new ventures or new innovative products to the market. So say for an example, if you go for smartphones are replacing traditional mobile phones. As we know the smartphones are nowadays they are completely changing the mobile markets. Clear? So now we are moving to the definitions. As per Joseph Schumpeter, he defines that entrepreneur as an innovator who drives economic development by bringing new products or new combination of resources. Something like new products, it's purely new methods of production technologies, and along with the market into the economy. He says that it's completely entrepreneurship is completely depending on new products and new production system and the markets. He starts a new markets. As per his perspective, everything must be new. That can be considered as an entrepreneurship. As per Peter F. Drucker, he says that It is a systematic discipline rather than intuitive trait or knowing a risky gamble. So he says that it is a systematic discipline rather than the intuitive. Is nothing but knowing everything. So that's why Peter F. Drucker also is quite similar to that. It's a new ventures, completely new product, new production system has to be there. So and the new innovative ideas that included in the entrepreneurship. So one more examples here, as we know that the digital banking, it is completely replacing the manual banking system. Nowadays, we doesn't want to go and visit the bank. Everything has been included in your mobile phone itself. Yes. Next, we move on to the concepts of entrepreneurships. What are all the major concepts that included in the entrepreneurships? And also we can say the elements. Major elements that included in the entrepreneurship. See, there must be innovations. So as we know that the entrepreneurship that includes innovative ideas, so it completely based on the new technologies. Say for an example, online delivery apps. Online delivery apps. Say for an example, Zomato and Swiggy, something related to that. So those are all the inventive things or startups that had been come to the market. So that can be considered within the innovation. So everything has to be innovative or new strategies to be included in the innovations. That can be considered as entrepreneurships. So then risk taking. So every business enterprises, they'll be having several risks. It should be an uncertainty. So in that there will be marketing risk, financial risk, advertisement risk. So everything will be included in the business ventures. That is the risk under the market, financial, advertisement or product, productions, manufacturing. Every risk will be comes under the business ventures. But in the concept of entrepreneurship, there must be a calculated risks. The risk taking is calculated risk. Instead of blind risk, entrepreneurs should take that calculated risk. So then only he'll become a successful entrepreneur in the business. So then the next third major concept, the organizing resources. The entrepreneur they have to maintain systematically, they have to utilize the optimum resources like the land, labor and locations. So everything he has to maintain the optimum utilizations. Then only he'll become a successful entrepreneur. So then that's why the organizing resources will be comes under the major concept under the entrepreneurships. And the entrepreneur should take the decision making abilities. So in a successful entrepreneurs, so he used to take based on the decision making skills regarding the investment, where and how much they have to invest, and the pricing strategies. In the several sectors, they have to take several decisions based on the business. So then opportunity recognitions. So entrepreneurs, they have to create an opportunity in the sense the problem in the banking, the people doesn't like to be queue. In that manner, they created mobile banking apps or digital banking applications. So they have to identify the problem and identify the problems in that manner. They have to create an opportunity for that. That will be considered opportunity recognitions. So then move on to the value creations. The entrepreneurs has to create value with the customers, with the society, with the product, and the quality that made with that particular product. So that's why the value creations also, which will come under the major concepts of entrepreneurships. So these are all the 6 major concepts that included in the entrepreneurship: innovations, risk taking abilities, organizing resources, decision making, opportunity recognitions, and the value creations. These are all the major that elements that included in the entrepreneurships. So if we next move on to the major evolutions of entrepreneurship. See, entrepreneurship, it start from not past several years. It's from thousands years back. It has been developed. So as per this, there will be 6 major stages. In the stage 1, there will be ancient period. In that ancient period, there will be Vedic period we'll call, and the second stage medieval period, and the third one industrial revolutions, and the stage 4 it was early 20th century, and the stage 5 it is an information age, and the 6 startup era. So these are all the major 6 stages that included in the evolution of entrepreneurships. So we can go one by one. So then the first one, ancient period. So in that ancient period, it was purely related on trading. So that particular person, they will be trading to one product to another product. That can be one barter system that included in the ancient period, and the traders and merchants were there in that particular period, and the small businesses and majorly agricultural based economy was there in the ancient period. So then move on to the stage 2, medieval period. In that particular period, there was some craftsmen were there, then artisans was there, and some builders, they wanted to build some buildings, and then guild members. So these are all the members that included in the medieval period. These are all the innovators in that period. So then move on to the stage 3. It purely related on industrial revolutions. In that time, the huge factories was developed, and in that factories manufacturing the products, and that was a very mass productions was happened in that revolutions, industries revolutions era. So then, and there was industrial entrepreneurs was in that particular industrial revolution era. It was in 18th to 19th century. So then move on to the 4th stage. It was early 20th century. The manufacturing companies, some scientific management, and the professional management was occurred in the early 20th century. Clear? Then move on to the 5th stage. It was information stage. In that period, we know that the computers, internet, globalization, and digital economy was in that information's age era. So now we are in the startup era. We are in the 21st century, the startup era. We are now having the artificial intelligence, the complete fintech, edtech, healthcare, and green technology was been evolving nowadays. So we are in the startup era. We know that how artificial intelligence has been changing our system, and the education system, as we know that the online educations, everything will be in the startup era. So these are all the evolution from ancient period to startup era. Next, we move on to characteristics of entrepreneurship. In that characteristics of entrepreneurship, there is a first and foremost characteristics is innovations. Entrepreneur have the ability to introduce new products and services to the market. Say for an example, as we know that digital banking, this has been completely changing or replacing the traditional banking system. So that is the kind of an innovative has to be included for an entrepreneur. So then in second one, risk taking abilities. The entrepreneur must have the risk taking skills. So he has to take the calculated risks, unless taking a blind risk, because every new business ventures there will be a several risks. It considers financial risk, marketing risk, production risk, something like that. So that's why the entrepreneur must take the calculated risk. So then only he can easily making a business decisions. So then move on to the third major characteristic. He must have the vision. Vision is nothing but ability to foresee future opportunities. He has to create that particular business for longer durations, not for a shorter period of time. So that's why Narayan Murthy, now he is employing nearly 3 lakh of employees in this particular business. So that's why vision must be a longer durations period. So then he must have the characteristics of leadership qualities. He has to motivating the employees towards organizational goals. So then only he'll become a successful entrepreneur. He should have motivate, he has to influence the employees towards the organizational goals. And again, he must have the creativity. So if you want to really influence the customers, we should have a new innovative skill set in our product. So then only the particular customers will buy our product. In the sense, creativity, that finding unique solutions to our problems. Say for an example, if you have Ola, Uber and Rapido, these three will be come under the transportations industries. But Rapido recently come into existence with introducing new biker in that particular vehicle that create a solutions for the individual personality for the customers by reducing the cost fare. So then move on to next, we have decision making ability features. So for any kind of an entrepreneur, he should have quick and effective decision making skill set. So then only he'll become an entrepreneur. So he should have the complete control over their own decisions, have to take all the decisions towards the business. And he must have the self confidence, because the entrepreneur must believes himself first, then only he can easily face any challenges in the futures. So then he believes in own capabilities based on his own strength. So then he must be a goal orientations. He must have the clear knowledge and clear objective towards the business, and then only the particular business or startup will through with a longer duration period. So that will become the goal orientations characteristics for an entrepreneur. So then he should be a customer orientation. See, every entrepreneur has the knowledge about the customer needs and wants. Then they have to satisfy their needs and wants. Then only the business will successful, or that particular venture will be successful. So then finally, he has to use the optimum utilization of their resources. So it's something like money, manpower and materials. Then that particular business will become successful. So these are all the major characteristics the successful entrepreneur must have. So yes, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next session. It consists of Dan Hope's classifications and types of entrepreneurship. Thank you.